So this is the SimPit. I'm Michi Hoyer, and today we are going to have a first look at the Formula SimRacing Winter Series Mod 2018. So not quite the F1 car. We have been driven in December and November quite a lot, but some other car, being a GP3 series specification car. And I've already launched the launcher of rFactor 2. Here you can see server list. So that's the server we're gonna run on. This is formula-simracing.net, hashtag 3 or number 3, however you want to see it. This is going to be the server where we're gonna spin the new car around. And interestingly, we do not have that package available. So usually it should automatically download this. So because I wanted you guys to show how to do it, oop, that was bad. So formula-simracing.net. Usually I wanted you guys to show how to join on a server without having content installed. However, it looks like this time this thing is broken. So I have to log in here. Probably that's done with my Facebook account. Yes. With another team member. Alright. Let's see if that works. Not really. So I now need to find a way how to get towards this mod version here. As I'm thinking about let's see. If I get it somewhere around. So what I'm gonna do for now is going back on Safeway for me. This is the FTP server of Formula SimRacing where every content should be online here. I'm looking into the mod. There should be a GP3 series installed. No, it's not. So maybe this is a GP3 mod from the workshop. So we're quickly gonna browse through Steam, go into the workshop, and yeah, you guys may hear it on my voice, as I'm currently a bit ill. GP3, let's see if we can find anything that's a GP3 series. So we give it a spin and subscribe to it. So that actually means we have to restart our game launcher here. So that probably is the mod Formula SimRacing is going to be using. That means rFactor 2 will now do some downloading. There you go. It's ready to play, it says. So now re-entering the rFactor 2 launcher. We are auto-subscribing to some new item. As you can see, GP3 series is going to be downloaded, and hopefully after that I'm gonna be fine to have the package installed. There you go. One item remaining. Finished in about a second. Alright, there you see. It's gonna be automatically installed. And probably I have to change the description, because I said that the cars are automatically being downloaded, which is not the case. And there you go. Now we got the mod finally installed, and we give it a first spin around here on that rFactor 2 server. And if you guys want to join, probably you just saw how I did it. You need to go into the workshop of Steam on rFactor 2, dialing in a GP3, and then you will find a GP3 series 2016-2017. Subscribe to that car, then browse the server list towards FSR or www.formula-simracing.net, and there you go. Quite a bit some liveries on here because I'm happy with having number 10 car. I take the number 10 car, and I will quickly have a look into configuration and tuning possibilities on this car here. So visor mod, I don't want that. I take this default. So that's definitely great. I'm gonna leave it and simply click race. The track is Imola from 2014 of the Formula Sim Racing season. I already had that track installed, but usually this track should be able to be automatically downloaded as soon as you click joining on that server. So we are entering the server now. I think there were 2 people on it already. And we just have a quick look into this car, how it behaves, how enjoyable it really is to drive. So 131.0s at the stake at the minute. I have no clue on those things here, how to set them really up. So grill tape, I see. Just some little things, as I would like you guys to welcome very much here on the stream. Thank you for joining me, Michael, and AG Bickley, and Chris, and everyone else who's here on the stream watching. If you guys want to join me, probably I just showed you by accident how you need to do it, since I was clearly not too much prepared. So, because we were running a GT3 car in the other stream, we now have to go off with all that ABS and traction control, because that will slow us down, and I personally prefer sitting at the very back and a little higher of the car, so I can have a little bit more view of the track. And then I give it a spin with some 30 liters and hard tires. Oops. Yeah, so it's the first time ever I'm gonna drive that car, and probably we will have some setup guiding being done in that stream as well. So just I'm gonna take some minor steps to start building a setup on that thing. And this Formula Sim Racing Winter Series is free for everyone, so if you guys are willing to race with us, oops, as I go a little wide here, feel free to join us. So register yourself on www.formula-simracing.net to receive the latest information on Formula Sim Racing 2018 Winter Series. This is the car. This will be the first event around Imola. The event will take place on I think the 6th of January, somewhere in the evening GMT time. So if you guys are willing to join and want to have some fun racing in a car like that, I'm currently not really able to brake in time, feel free to do so. I would really appreciate the one or other guy in that races. On this GP3 car I think there's no DRS whatsoever, so we just give it a spin. and set our first personal lap time in. Very low downforce here, so it really feels like a Formula Renault 2.0 from iRacing pretty much. Probably not as understeery, but quite close to it. There is some power on the car, but not too much as well. But I think it could enable great racing, since you really have to pay attention and be aware of what you do. So suspension feels quite rigid at the second, which you will see in the upcoming chicane, that it bounces quite badly over the bumps. I will need to see a way to fix this. I'm coming around final corner to be pretty slow actually. Not sure whether this is due to the hard tire. So 36.1 as a first lap time. But I think we're still trying to get used to everything here. So we will see some improvements throughout the session, that's for sure. To not go wide definitely helps. Hey Barry, yes, this is rFactor 2. It's latest build, so it's a DX11 forced now, which means no track map plugin available, which is very to my downside, so I need to work around that at some point still this year probably. And I'm sorry if all that hustling and sneezing is going on here, since I'm suffering with quite some illness here. Nevertheless, I want to give you guys the daily bits of racing. Yep, Chris, it's a GP3 car. And I ran wide on that penultimate corner like for the third time in a row now. As setup wise, I'm gonna be very interested in what this car is offering to me here. I already said like there is not much downforce, at least I do not feel a lot. And then I feel the suspension is quite rigid. The dampers seem to not work at all. So I definitely want to see a way how to work around this. Whereas on the braking the car is really aggressive. Gonzalo, I'm actually from Germany, and sadly no, I haven't met Sean in real life yet, but I hope I will see him on the SimRacing Expo, so that we can finally tick that box as well. As Sean is with us here on the channel, so as soon as the SimPit is now typing something in the chat, it's not me since I'm driving. So actually Sean is around and you guys can ask him some questions, can ask me some questions, whatever you feel comfortable with. As I finally somewhat make that penultimate corner for only once. Hey Christos, thank you for being around. As we improve to at least a 133.9. Still some 3 seconds off. Have to say the GP3 sound is particularly nice, I think. At least makes good fun listening to it. So have a different approach through 4 and 5. Hopefully one stable through 6. Too much oversteer there. Yes, Barry, a lot of understeer in that car. And I'm tempted to see whether to fix this aerodynamically. Oh, there you go. Damn. I definitely wanted to have a look at the other guys there. Where did that car behind came from? So he had a lot more speed carried along. I mean, at first he's using a soft tire, and here in that area, now look what he gains on me just on that area, despite losing the car there. So we're currently dead last. Nevertheless, we're gonna have a first look into the setup options here. Quickly gonna put the tires towards soft. Brake ducts, I don't know what to change about them, so let's have a quick look at first towards here, as I need to change some sound settings first. So the front wing is at least 10 clicks higher than the rear wing. Well, this is interesting, like I'm suffering so badly from understeer that is actually ridiculous. Looking at the suspension, so the slow rebound, that's interesting. Like the fast bumps, or the fast bump and fast rebound in the back of the car is set up oscillating, so there is less force required for the rebound and more force required to the bump, which actually means that the suspension is working the other way around, but I can't change it, which is bad. Right height at the front, I can put that down. Need to put that down together with the Packers. I leave it at the back because I think the back end has too much grip anyway. And we have a super stiff anti-roll bar in the front. Let's lower the spring rate at the front a bit to let the front suspension take more load. And then I think we're good running again, and try to attack the next step. Looking at tire temperatures, they are still pretty cold, so we really need to make them hot and get into the working zone in that warm-up lap. No, Christos, you did not miss anything at all. It was the first thing I really set on the car, apart from some basics like brake pedal pressure, which you always set to personal liking. Oops. Don't read and drive. What you mean there, Christos, about the recommended default setup? Like, to me the default setup really does not make any sense. On the values at least. Oh dear. As I'm now set up that low, as soon as I hit that curb, I'm probably gonna grind towards the gravel. So let's see. Let's try to improve first. Well, Barry, I could still increase the ride height in the rear end, but first I wanted to get the front end to be lowered, so that there is more downforce at the front. But I'm grinding too hard on that curb. Oh, that would be interesting, Christos, to give me some hints if you know that some particular settings are working on the car. I really would love to get that behavior over the bumps being sorted. Hey Jacob, thanks for joining me here. I'm aiming for 131 at least. So yeah, still some 2.5 seconds to find. And there you go. That lap is definitely for trash. And I'm grinding too much on the front here. I probably need to put in back some packers and go even higher in the rear end, as Christos already suggested. Looking at the chassis, I could put the weight way more towards the back, which should definitely get me, oops, not into the next garage. Does this car has a launch control though? No, it hasn't, so we actually need to make sure we can start it in a good way from the grid. Okay, clutch does not really work at all. Only what? Up to 5 rear wing, so literally no rear wing in the back. I mean, I do not know, because car balance is not good at all at the minute anyway, and I'm trying to work quite hard around that currently. Not that I want to end up like Sean in his Battle of the Beamers race yesterday. There was some great fun for spectators definitely on there. I'm not too sure whether Sean enjoyed his travel or his journey too much, but from a spectator point of view, that race was so eventful and so fun to watch. Like, it really had everything, starting from technical issues. Oh dear. As Craig Dunkley has joined me here, and that's really some interesting person. He popped up on one of my streams the other day. So definitely someone interesting to see him drive. Nah, that wasn't a good sector 1. Devin Browner. Also some familiar guy for me, as now the server's getting quite crowded. So we can have some more fun maybe. Despite all the mistakes going on, it's a personal best sector 1. So actually building the setup, I'm gonna go somewhere. as for sure I'm gonna give that low rear wing in the back a try, although I'm drifting the car already quite badly. Whoops. Just want to get a clean lap with that set in first. So Solo, if you find it really boring, what about you join us here on that server and join in the competition, do some laps, do some slipstreaming, do some overtaking here in practice mode. Would be great to have you here on that server as well, as we're suddenly getting somewhere. 133.1. I think that's the fastest sector 1 till here, definitely. Another 3/10 being found here. Oh dear. So now I think the rear right height is really set to a value. Where it could become dangerous running lower wings. Nevertheless, I'm gonna give it a spin as soon as I finish that lap. No, bit too wide here, so we're gonna leave it and get all the cars loaded so we don't see temporary cars. And I think I actually gonna try at least rear wing 10 to see how it works. And from the first few meters I cannot really feel a big difference, to be honest. The car is a bit more slidey, I think, as it's now really getting crowded in here. So we got 9 people in here already, and if you want to join it, subscribe to the GP3 series 2016-2017 mode, give that car a spin, and eventually join the Formula SimRacing 2018 series to start at 6th of January here at Imola. Would be interesting to see you guys racing here with us. Christos, especially for you, I think, since you know the car very well, it would be a welcomed opportunity to run that Winter Series mode, wouldn't you? As the car is a lot or more oversteery now with a lower rear wing. So let's see if we can improve the lap time overall. And I think that was the best first sector so far. Missed the apex of that though. Yeah, close to being purple. Just 11,000 seconds missing. So all I need to do now is find a way to get the suspension set right for those bumps. As I'm missing a total second in the middle sector. But at least in the first sector we're quite close, which is good. No, Christos, there is no license needed for participating in Formula Sim Racing Winter Series. It's a full open series, at least it should be. I haven't heard of any other regulation changes there. The car is now swimming a little bit too much, but I would think at least that running lower front wing as well, and lowering the rear wing another bit, together with lowering the differential settings, and what I just did now, decreasing coast and decreasing the power setting, that makes the car less understeery when on throttle or off throttle, so for both. Let's see if that really helps. And here in the back, yeah, I agree, Barry, the car still seems a little stiff, and I want to remove all the packers to see whether that helps us here, because I think with all that bumping going on, I think it could be also we running into the packers of the rear suspension that makes it so rigid then. Oh dear. I'm not sure, but from my point of view it feels a little bit better. Suspension rigidity. Still a bit jumping too much. As yeah, 2016 Formula Sim Racing World Championship winner Jerome Quickle also now joins in the server, to a surprise for many of us, including me, I think. There you go, look at the chat. So, quite some popularity on the server right now. A bit too much pendulum on that inside curve of the chicane. Nevertheless, it's just 9/10 off gap. Yeah, Christos, exactly. It's Jerome Quickle here on the server. If I'm informed correctly, he took some sort of sabbatical at the end of last year, as now the rear end feels definitely better around in that downhill right-hander. Nevertheless, it's now a little bit too jumpy and bumpy. Anyway, I found a good 10th over sector 2. As I run wide on penultimate corner again. So this lap is definitely for trash. More lessons learned. Anyway, we found some other 210s, so if we get the lap together, that's a missed opportunity already. here in sector 1. As I now think I'm lacking quite a bit of rear wing. So I really put that back to 10. And I think now the overall car balance should be better. As I'm going to increase the ride height a bit further. Danjo, who's asking whether this track is a specific version of Formula Sim Racing. As far as I know, no, it's not. At least physically not. Of course, it has added all the banners with all the official sponsors, so that's why it is a different track. As you can see, the sponsor on the right hand side and the sponsor on the bridge ahead coming up here. So with those being added, obviously you make a change to the file, which results into needing to create a new mod package file. Sure Gamer, yes you can. All you need to do is go into the workshop of rFactor 2, look for GP3 series 2016-2017. So the best would be to just type in GP3 and then you probably will find it easily. To what value you would soften the front there, Barry? As we can have a look on slipstreaming. Oh, didn't want to send him into the grass though. Can I make use of some DRS, really? No, I can't. Oh, that was the wrong thing. So the yellow thing was the yellow flag, definitely. So we take it around another warm-up lap. Yeah, Christos, I do mean GP3. Oh. So I think I need to work a bit on the brake bias here. So I think the current car in that condition is the fastest as we had it. So let's try to finally link together all sectors and see what else the car needs to be worked on. As it has some mid-corner understeer still. Which definitely would lead towards softening the front. So we're 2/10 off our personal best in sector 1. And I think we were a little wide here. Maybe it's also about the ride height now being too high in the back, making the diffuser not working at all. So we improved 2/10 on our personal middle sector. To come round final corner and put ourselves in a 1:32 now, I think, 31 even. 31.7, so still missing 1.1 seconds. Yes, I got a little bit too much pendulum now going on. Yep, there you go. So that definitely means right height to there. And I think, as you guys said, I'm softening the front a bit more. And I think with all that heavy weight in the back, put it 1 or 2 clicks more forward. Higher pressures. Not sure I really should work on the tire pressures here already. Camber settings look good. Could put it more soft in the anti-roll bar as well, so that should make the front definitely more movable. As we're currently sitting into 3rd position, and have a quick look at what the guys around us are doing. So we got Mr. Wasienko in the lead with a 1.1 second gap to us. Bojan Bogdanov in P2, then it's we. Before we then have Devin Browner, Robin Panzer, Mr. Quickel now joined in 6th position, only just. So he's definitely a bit new on the car as well. I need to see whether I can remove the front ARB the next time I'm into the pits. I just can soften it, that's all I know for now. Lazarus. Oh dear. As I would love to know where Wasienko is gaining a good 8 or 9/10 on my end, as it's pointless to go on that tire since they are fully flat spotted already. So we can have a look. I cannot detach them, I can't just make them super soft, which I don't want to do at the minute. So the spring rate is as soft as possible on the car now. So it's Jerome Quickel now ahead. And he does some interesting curb grinding, which definitely is not too fast as you then enter into the grass after grinding it on the curb. As I almost lose the car here completely. So we're just up his edge. And as I already said, sorry for all that sneezing going on. The draft is powerful, holy moly. Want to have a quick look at the draft if that's alright to you guys. So I'm now deep into his draft there. Yes, his first sector is probably a lot faster than mine. As we're back on our personal lap time there as well. Oh dear, as Jerome is getting quicker and quicker, but I noticed some interesting on his driving line there. Around this uphill chicane. Okay. No, Danjo, all you basically need to do now is enter the launcher of rFactor 2, go to formulasimracing.net number 3 and click join, and then the Imola track should automatically be downloaded to your end. And then you should be able to run with us here, as we got Quicker now sitting completely on our back with his timing. So I'm not too sure really whether those settings are that good at the minute. So from my point of view, it's finally time to improve that lap time here again. As Dunkley is given away, thank you very much, mate. So that's probably still way faster. Around that. Currently sitting in P4. I definitely want to start improving now again. Braking way too early there. And it's so difficult to brake inside that corner there. So, can we improve just a little bit maybe, and then hopefully get together all the sectors again. Yeah, slight improvement. As snow is falling quite heavily outside there, which just got my attention for a split second. So 180 thousandths of a second faster now. Let's bring this home. I was a bit wide, but I think it was faster. So 4.5 tenths. Coming around final corner. I think that's definitely going to be an improvement in lap time again. 1:31.2, so that's second place for now. Yeah. The set of tires is for trash now anyway. And currently I'm sitting at the point where I'm not really sure what to do with the setup of that car. Because in some occasions it's just the rear goes off a little bit too easy. Maybe a little bit more toe in at the rear. And also with a more rear camber there should be more grip on the rear axis, which should stop the car from sliding too much over the rear axis. So especially I should see this especially while cornering, that the rear end should be a lot more stabilized now. Speaking of stabilized, let's just slide it out. I'll probably have to wait for cars to pass. There's Quickle coming also. Let him through. Oh. Just too easy to spin them tires in the grass. And now obviously there could be some little more understeer kicking in now, with the rear being much more stabilized. So around this track it's definitely more useful to go slower into the corners and accelerate stronger out of them. So that's what we try to do all the time now. And who knows, maybe we can still improve. That was close before flying away. Yeah, great stability now there in the back. Which at least gives us a purple sector 1. Yeah, I was being a bit too optimistic there. If we improve only marginally, and then I probably want to do it with a more clean lap. Getting back in second position though. No, too much pendulum. As we just keep it on the road. Half a second the gap is though. But I think with some proper pushing, we can set a new purple sector 2. Yeah. Oh. Already the tires flat spotted again. Well, this is going to be very interesting. I mean, you can see that I'm fighting the car quite heavily. As Robin Panzer is now in second position, a few 2/10 ahead. I know he has done some testing yet already though. Nevertheless, I think we still can go quicker. Car's definitely fun to drive, I would say. Really great stuff. Not too good on that chicane, so that's not going to be a purple sector 1. Not even a good one at all. And I think you can overheat them tires quite soon. As I want to counter steer a bit with a camber as well. Right height, marginally a little bit more could help. So we take it for another spin before then getting this to an end soon. So on my plan, there's still doing some iRacing today. Do another race in the Porsche around Watkins Glen. Despite my health conditions being not that perfectly, I'm trying to give it a safe run, have some fun, probably not aiming too much towards top position. But it's good to see, as Craig has admitted, it's the first time in the sim here. I think you have to start somewhere. Starting in a crowded server always is good help. Like you can look at other drivers, what do they do differently compared to yourself. if I want to answer that question. Some other guys take that corner the way you take it. As I'm still trying to maximize possibilities around here, since this was probably one of the most cleanest run through that chicane. So it's I now found out that it's very important the way, or the in what kind of angle you're hitting that chicane. This can help or can now distract. We will see next time around probably. As we pick up the speed for the next run. So just a little marginal slower. No! I braked outside on the grass there. Just when I hit the brakes, I just felt it. I was aiming for that shadow and just hitting the brakes, and there you go. I'm sideways there. Just minimal though, but just enough as you can see. So that was a lap being for trash. I think I could still do something better with a bit more aggressive differential settings. So we see as we move down into P5, so that's Devin De Brown and Sharon Queeker now also being ahead. Yeah, I agree as well with Devin here. Quite some challenging car physics, I have to say. I'm taking a little bit of a gap towards Queekle. Not being struck by dirty air or anything at all. Haha, Barry, why do I cost you $6,000? Oh yeah, with that differential setting there's much more to do. If I just get braking and stuff right. Wasn't the best sector one to me though. Maybe a bit too slow. As Queekle lets us by, thank you very much indeed.
was a 1:31.87.
Ah. Nope, too fast. Oh, this is quite annoying at the second. As Devin said, it's so difficult to set up that car correctly. So Barry, what did you actually buy for $6,000? Was it a proper rig? And don't tell me you just bought that in that actual second where you said it. As I now have the chance to follow the leader of that session. Well, Red, I have to say that the tire pressures are already on minimum, at least at the front. I would be particularly interested in what kind of condition Vasienko is running in, since that car looks so settled. I'm highly doubting he has 30 liters on board with himself. As we move down into P6, so people around us quite improving a bit, so that's what we should do as well. Wow, he really pulls away on me on the straight. So I really doubt that he is running the same fuel level than we do. Too much grinding going on that curve, and it seems to me that the differential setting now took off everything. So let's set them back. Yes, I do have quite a little bit unsettled rear. But generally, I do think I'm more or less fine. As this is probably going to be one of my final tries. Blue flags. Oops, I'm sorry. Didn't saw that coming. So, as Devin said, this car definitely needs some research in terms of setting up. And it needs that quite a bit, quite significantly. Oh dear. Well, that's exactly what I meant, like, the jumping over that bumps puts you fully off them. And that chicane, so it's gonna be damn difficult. Yeah, going too wide. Nope, something is now completely wrong. Yeah, I agree, and I do think this has to do with the camber settings, maybe. So I put them this direction. I put the tire pressures to the very low, and then I might think going again. So 13 people now here on the server. Sorry, 12 people. But I think some nice racing or some nice testing is going on here on public FSR servers. I do not really know whether there's a preload on the set. I need to double check maybe. Alright, Barry, I'm gonna give that a try. Now this jumping, I mean, what is really broken about this version of Imola is that chicane with its stupid bumps. If there would need to be something fixed on the tracks, it's that. Yeah, Potisk, this is an open server, and I think we're running the mode you are using for your personal league as well. As I finally have good turn 1, 2, 3, 4. And I just hope to not throw it away, but I did. So looking at the preload, I reduce it as Barry suggested. So I'm going a bit less in the rear camber again. I didn't felt the front end camber to be too much of an help, that's why I'll leave it at that point. As I then will do some final 1 or 2 attempts before heading off, taking a little rest, and then be back in the Porsche on iRacing. And yeah, this GP3 car is definitely something challenging. At least it's challenging me quite a lot, and other people's as well. As the guys ahead are still within some touch, it's just... I mean, not just 7/10, but I mean 7/10 is something you could gain at some point. If you get things done correctly. Like hitting this chicane in a good manner and hitting the next chicane in a good manner. That was probably the worst manner you can hit it. Yeah, I really prefer the Renault 3.5 over that one. But Renault 3.5, Formula Renault 3.5 really feels like a proper car, like a proper open wheeler. Has good graphics, has good models, has good physics to my understanding as well. But I agree with Christos, this GP3 car is definitely somewhat handy and fun to drive. So it would be definitely worth an honor. So purple sector 1. Carrying a bit more speed. A bit too impatient there. So that's 3.5 tenths, very close to the pole setter here. We nailed final corners. Let's see how hard we can improve. And that moves us a 137, 3.5 tenths, moves up in P4. Let's see, final attempt. That's failed, so probably I lost a lot of time at the both chicanes. Apart from that, it was a good final sector, I think. So not much time to be found towards Jerome Quickel and Proscribo. Anyway, guys, as you can see, server's quite crowded, and I have to say competition level is quite high since the top 10, as Dylan Scrivens improved his lap time, are currently racing within 1 second more or less. So there's great stuff happening here. Turning was definitely a bit better, so probably I was being in the wrong approach. I should probably look more towards going slow into the corner and going faster out of it, because that is really what carries the speed. However, I definitely save that setup for Winter Series at Imola. There comes the version number. So anyway, guys, I hope you had a little bit of fun. I know it might be boring sometimes to just see some odd guy racing. As I would quickly like to welcome Potzisk here. Nevertheless, I hope you had some great more insight into setting up a car. I got some good input from the pit crew here as well. Thank you very much, Barry, for helping me here with hints, and thank you very much everyone else who comes up with some suggestions. And yeah, really was a good testing session, I have to say. Like I've learned quite a bit on the car, as you can see. I mean, from coming in a 132, ditching now into the 130s, actually got me somewhere. So really had some great time with you guys, as the server's getting ever so crowded, 16 people. So I should have asked whether we do some little race. Let's see what the server standing would be like. So race settings, it's 30 minutes race length, so we're not gonna do that at this point. But anyway, guys, thank you very much for being around, and hope you had some great input. Hope you had some great time on me. As I said, there is another iRacing race coming on, probably not on that channel here, since I think Sean has gone on something as well. All I know that Sean is quite behind on his schedule anyway, so I better get off the air to get him the possibility. Thank you very much, Sai. I hope you guys all enjoyed what we're doing here. If you do enjoy, please hit the like button, tell your friends, share the links, share the streams, subscribe to the channel. And if you have special requests like special setup guides, or maybe having a coach driving lesson or anything like that, I would only encourage you to support the SimPit on Patreon. The link is down in the description. You can become a real asset to the show, like really deciding what's going on, giving hints, giving suggestions, tell Sean and me what to do, what you guys would like to see, or how to interact with your group. So if you want to take some influence on the show, get on the Patreon stuff. As I said, the link is down in the description. You will get access to an exclusive Discord channel where Sean and me are on, and as well as the entire pit crew that's also subscribed to Patreon in the specific areas. So really, guys, jump on there, take part of the show, contribute to the show, make this one something even greater than it is already. And yeah, I hope I see you guys there in Discord at some point, as I'm finally going to shoot off. And whatever you guys do, I'm not sure whether I'm gonna do any further racing here this year on that channel, since illness is creeping in quite badly and my voice is starting to go away. I think the guys watching me regularly already noticed. Anyway, guys, there's another iRacing race coming on the Porsche 911 around Watkins Glen. Tonight there's the Battle of the Beamers with Sean Cole being in the BMW again on Assetto Corsa, having hopefully redemption race on Friday here. Final race of the series for him as well. So if you want to see how is the totals about this racing league he's in, tune in on Monday, which is New Year's Day if I'm not mistaken, to see the final results in Sean's morning show. Anyway, guys, I wish you Happy New Year. Hope you guys had a great Christmas, although it's gone already for 2 or 3 days. Hope you still have some flow of it inside, and hope you guys to carry that over towards 2018. So I would also would like to have some kind of discussion going on about your 2018 plans, your 2018 wishes, and yeah, the things you want to do better next year. So thank you very much for watching here, guys. I'm Michi Hoyer. I was live for the SimPit, and I see you guys out on track.